Hey guys, welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. And also, if you guys are returning, thank you for returning. Appreciate you guys. Not much happens in this hobby, right? Or this industry. It's super boring. All this, it's just monotonous sports card selling, guys. But just to jump on the bandwagon, I might as well. I was going to actually do a video about something else, but of course, late last night, we all pretty much found out that PSA is acquiring SGC. I didn't really want to jump on the bandwagon and talk about this, but I kind of have to. The reason being because I submit to freaking both of them. So this is the thing. I have a lot of thoughts, and I kind of wanted to digest before I really just kind of give you my thoughts. And this is the thing, everybody. You're going to see a billion videos on YouTube or just a billion people posting on social media, just their what's going to happen, all their thoughts. And this is the 100% thing that I'll tell you guys, this coming from the corporate world. Nobody knows shit except for the people who are in PSA and making the decisions of purchasing SGC. So everybody is speculation. Everybody's just kind of throwing their ideas of what's going to happen. So take everything with a grain of salt. What everybody's telling you guys, what I am going to tell you guys, what my thoughts are, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know. We anticipate stuff, but we really don't know. So coming from the a world, the corporate world, what I have learned or what I've experienced is when companies merge or when another company purchases another, there's always at the very beginning, I guess you can call it the honeymoon stage of when the acquiring business. So when the company is buying something, they always tell the smaller business or whoever they're buying, hey, we're going to keep everything the same. We love you guys. There's a reason why we're purchasing you guys. We're going to keep everything the same. You guys will run your shit. We're going to run everything. We're just owners, and we'll be a silent partner until they're not. That's the honest truth. Until ideas or people bump heads, then things start to change a little bit. So that's the thing, because they have a specific vision of how they want to run, their company and the other company and businesses. And if they're the owners or they're the new managing partner, I guess you can say, they're going to run stuff their way. So how will that look at the end? We just don't know. We can all, like I just said, we can always speculate, but you just don't know how it's going to work out. They always have a plan. This is the thing. The company that buys out the other company or acquires it, they always have a plan and a vision. But for them to say, we know what we're going to do and this is what it's going to look like, they don't. You just don't until they implement certain ideas, processes, and see if it works or not, and that's how it's going to go. So currently what PSA is pretty much saying is like, hey, we're going to run it as two different entities, and SGC is going to stay the same, and we'll see how that works out. It may end up being that way. There's a lot of companies out there, if you guys don't know, that are owned by a specific conglomerate, I guess you can say, and then they have different entities, and they run just fine. I mean, for instance, an example like MBev, they own a lot of, Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, all those beer companies, but then they've purchased a ton. If you don't believe me, go look it up, like Goose Island, all those other beers. As you can see, I used to be a huge craft beer guy. So they purchased a ton of these smaller beer companies back in the day, craft beers, and they kept them. They kept them the same name, the brand, ingredients, whatever the case may be. So it is a competition, but they just grab them all up and they kept them the same, and it's been working. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of that. So a lot of people are wondering, this doesn't freaking make sense, or this does make sense. Or okay, so this is my thoughts are, as a business sense wise, 100% makes sense. If you're in PSA's shoes or whatever, 1,000,000% it makes sense. I mean, you already own what, like 75, 78 10% of the grading business, and then to add additional 7%, so you're up to like 85%. Why would that not make sense? That you're absorbing a huge amount of business, your next competitor in a sense. So why would you not buy them and take their shares up? Okay, so if you look at the straight business sense, of course it makes sense for PSA to do this and collectors to do this, because they're just expanding their business. A lot of people are saying how they're having hard times, hiring graders, all that shit, but it doesn't matter, man. And it completely makes sense for PSA because they're absorbing a company that has, it's well known that SGC's got great customer service. Why would you not want a company that has a decent, if not second, market share, and then has great customer service and a great product? It only makes sense to them. Now, as collectors or people who are in the industry, investors, I guess you can say, whatever, there's several camps. There's that camp that PSA and PSA only people hated SGC. Well, you better learn to love them. That's kind of like your little brother, I guess you can say, now. So those guys got to get over their high horse. Like, SGC, you can badmouth them all you want, but they're like your little brother. Are you going to want to do that? Up to you, whatever. Then there's those SGC, fan boys, girls, whatever you want to call them, who despises PSA. So you're going to have to get used to it too. That's your big brother now, in a sense, right? At least from what they're saying is that they're going to keep them two separate entities and they're going to still keep SGC. So a lot of people are wondering, are we going to cross over? Should we cross over? It's just money washing down the drain if you're thinking about that now. I would wait to see what you're end up going to do, what the both companies are end up going to do in the coming months. That's what I would do, is just kind of, stand still and just kind of let them figure it out, and then you can kind of figure out what your next move is. Would have been nice, because I freaking got 3 freaking submissions to SGC. This is the funniest thing. I literally dropped off another submission to SGC yesterday when this freaking news came out at the post office. And then we were wondering, if you've been following me since the beginning, we've been wondering, why has SGC been so slow? Now we kind of know. There's a lot of things going behind the scenes we never know. Their grading process is, everything kind of, I wouldn't say is a standstill, at a halt. But there was a lot of things obviously going behind closed doors, so we just didn't know, and it kind of explains it all. So I got like 3 submissions to SGC that is in the receiving motion and hasn't been graded. So there's one that's already already in the 3rd week process, and it hasn't gotten graded. I haven't gotten it back yet. So it's been well over the 5 to 10 day estimated time for the bulk submission. So hopefully I get that shit soon. We'll see. But they're behind schedule in a sense, if you guys are wondering. It's gonna hurt probably for this first week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever, submissions to SGC. And the reason being is just because they're not knowing what's going on. So they're gonna hurt their business in that sense. But and this is the thing, PSA knows that they're gonna probably put out some stuff pretty quickly, because they don't want people to not submit to SGC, because that is their business too now. So they're gonna get something out pretty soon, I would assume. Let's just see where that's gonna end up going. I have 2 submissions to PSA, and I have 3 actually. I have 2 that's still in the process of getting received and working to get graded. That's gonna take a while. They literally just got received. I have one that's on the way back, and that one, hopefully I should receive either today or tomorrow in the mail. I'll probably do a PSA reveal on that. And that one, it's been less than a month, guys. They're pretty quick. They're about a month, about 4 weeks or less right now for PSA. So I'm very impressed that they were able to keep that up in regards to speed wise. We'll see. I got 2 more submissions to them, so we'll see if they're able to do that, the speed wise on that, especially with this new merger acquisition. We'll see how that's going to go. Now, my thoughts are, who am I going to submit to? People may ask or are wondering. I'm probably going to submit to both still. So it depends though. SGC, if their speed doesn't increase or doesn't, go back to normal what it was, it makes no sense for me to send to SGC versus sending to PSA. And the reason being is speed is, to me, very important to get into my inventory, to get listed, especially with the way the card market works. As you guys all are aware, it's a daily up and down. So speed is of the essence. And if PSA is faster or as fast as SGC, to me, it makes sense to send to PSA, because the value of the resale is just makes sense. However, like I said, if SGC somehow goes back to being as fast as they were, getting the cards graded back to me within 2 weeks, so I can turn, then I would go back to them. So, and then obviously pricing right now, SGC is still at the $15 mark for bulk for sports cards, and PSA is at the $19. So $4 a card different. Does it make a big difference? Yes and no, depending on the card, obviously, and depending on the kind of grades you guys get. So it just all depends. And now, since they're just one company, it's just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna still continue to submit to PSA. I don't think that changes anything. SGC, I may have to hold off of. Like I said, I got 3 submissions to them. It's not even in the grading process yet, so I was like, what the hell? So I don't know what's going on with that. I am, and people ask, am I a fanboy of either one? I mean, I like both of them. They both have their niches. I like both of them. And it just depends on the card, depends on what you're ending up looking to grade and everything on that. So I figured I'd do a quick video about that, just kind of, my thoughts on it. I think everybody needs to just relax, take a breather. It is a soap opera, as you can see from my thumbnail. I believe this whole shebang is definitely a soap opera. Keeps the industry entertaining. It keeps my business entertaining and interesting. And the reason being is now, it makes me plan for the future. What am I going to do? What am I going to submit? What am I going to grade? Everything is a domino effect. So now I got to change my way of grading stuff and what I'm going to grade and who I'm going to send it to grade. Am I going to, consider sending it to Tag? I had some people ask me about that, or BGS, which is their market shares went, but we'll see about them. There's going to be other things in the future coming up, or CSG. Am I going to go back to them? Who knows? So this is the thing. This is what keeps it entertaining. This is what keeps it fun. It keeps it fresh. I guess the business of sports cards definitely keeps it fresh for me to kind of figure out and navigate this grading process of who I'm going to use and everything on that. So super fun. I like it. A lot of people probably freaking hate it, and they're just like, this is so stupid, or this is great. Who knows, man? At the end of the day, man, you don't run the business. PSA runs it. They can do whatever the hell they want to do, guys. And they went to go ahead and bought SGC. It's going to be interesting to see what Peter does. Peter, who runs SGC, he's been in the industry for quite a long time, and he runs SGC. And I think he did a great job of turning SGC during the pandemic, and really, put a good footprint into the grading market. So is he going to stay with SGC? Is PSA going to move him out? My thoughts are, this is the thing. When CEO of companies or, presidents of companies, they have it's the thing. They all have egos. And then if another company buys you out and, in a sense, control you, most of these CEOs, presidents, from experience, move on. And the reason being is because they have an ego. There's always end up being some type of power struggle at the end, and they end up getting forced out or moving on. So this is just from my eyes and from my experience, I think he'll move on, but you never know. Look at, at the end of the day, look at UFC. Dana White ended up staying, so you just never know. But I'm not comparing Peter, Steinberg to Dana White. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. But most of the time they move on. So, and he had the vision for SGC and was able to build them up. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But like I said, my thoughts are nobody knows. Take everything with a grain of salt. Everybody has their input, their ideas, what's going to end up happening, all that shit. But nobody really knows. PSA is the only one that really kind of knows their plan, but they don't even know if their plan will work. So, like I said, I would wait a couple months and just kind of figure it out and absorb it all. That's what I'm going to end up doing, and just plan for the future, and we'll figure it out. And that's my thoughts on that. So, other than that. Like I said, I was not planning on doing this video, but you kind of have to. And this is big. This is big for me because, like I said, I grade with both of those companies. So I'm going to have to kind of figure this out. So stay tuned this week. Like I said, I think tomorrow I'll probably do a quick video of what's been moving at the storefront for me. Like I said, this week has been really, really slow. And we'll see if things pick up today and this weekend. I hope so. So we'll see on that. Other than that, I'll probably do a Q&A video. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do the Q&A video tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see this weekend. But for sure, I'll do those 2 videos this week. So stay tuned. If you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, all good. Appreciate you guys watching the video. And the last thing, but not least, please check out the store, the eBay store. The link's in the description. Every little bit helps us and helps me. Feel free to make an offer on anything, guys. I'll respond to you guys. So other than that, man, hopefully you guys have a good rest of the week. Till next time.